Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the untouchable mission set in the Carpathian Mountains. And today we will be taking care of the straight shot challenge for killing our target, Mr. Edwards, with a bullet to the head. And we will round up all of the remaining discoveries and feats, starting with exhibition shooting for shooting a signal. We will then move on to the gun muffler for building our own homemade silencer, and then after that we will move on to the shortcut, the passenger car door, and upon getting that one we will also get ourselves the got my boomstick discovery or feat for finding and acquiring a shotgun. After that we will then move on once again to Snow Angel for throwing a guard from the train. That will cost us our Silent Assassin rating. Moving on from that we will get Forbidden Pineapple for acquiring a fragmentation grenade. There are plenty about, so don't worry about that. Moving on from that we will then get the final shortcut container door for unlocking the final shortcut, which is basically another weapons stash, before moving on to Heavy Duty and Chameleon for disguising ourselves as one of the heavy guards. That will then round up our 7th and final outfit for this map, thus gaining us Chameleon. For this challenge we will be starting in the laboratory, which restricts our loadout to absolutely nothing. So we will be starting out as naked as the day we were born. So right from the start, off the bat, we are going to exit our little cubicle here, run up behind the scientist at the far end of the carriage. We're going to render him unconscious. We're going to take his key card and his outfit, and we're going to make our way along to the far end of the carriage, around to our right to avoid the enforcer on our left. And when we come to the keypad entry door, you can find the code on the poster on the wall there, and the code is 1979. And we can make our way into the freezer room, retrieve the crowbar, and make our way outside the train. So from here we're going to make our way along the outer edge of the train until we can make it to the next carriage, and then our path will be blocked by ice, so we'll make our way up onto the roof, straight down onto the next carriage, run straight up behind the guard and render him unconscious. We're going to take his outfit and his gun, and we do require a gun for this run, so grabbing his nice and early will do just right. So we're going to make our way on towards the front of the train, over the Hummer and into the covered wagon here, and at the very back of this carriage we will find a valve. We're going to take that valve back to the center of the room, where we can then attach it to a crank, and we can then open a portal to the roof. So with that open, we are then going to make our way up to the roof, pulling out our pistol on the way, and the next time a signal comes along we're just going to shoot it, try not to get hit by it, and that will get us the I've forgotten the name of it now, the experimental shooter or something like that it was called. But with that taken care of, we're going to make our way along the train, over the tanker, into the next compartment, out through the window on our right, and along until we can get back in through another window. We're going to cross to the other side of the train and out through the window on the far side, and move along to the end of the carriage, and once again back in through a window, where we can then access the next carriage. We're going to make our way down to the middle of this carriage, following the guard, and we're going to close the door behind us. If the guard is stood at the far end of the carriage to our right, and then just follow him down when he turns. He does move quite often. But once he's made his way back past us, we can then make our way into the compartment next door and out through the window and forwards again to the end of the carriage. And from here, once again, we can access the next carriage, which is just a freight carriage or compartment flatbed trailer. And at the far end of that, we will find a small workstation where we can build ourselves a silencer, and that will get us the gun muffler challenge. So once we have that done, we're going to make our way through the next door, and here is our shortcut, but we can't get into it from here. We need to go straight past into the next carriage and out the window on our left, if the guard is in the position he was for me. If not, he will probably be stood at that window and you'll have to wait him out. But once we're out of the window, we're going to climb up onto the roof and backtrack along and to our right and down again where there's a gap in the ice, and in through the open window where we will find a stash of weapons, one of which being the shotgun. So that will get us the Got My Boomstick challenge, and we can unlock the shortcut door for the passenger car door shortcut. So with that taken care of, we're now going to make our way back into the next carriage and back out of the window on the left, once again making sure the guard is at the far end of the carriage when you do so. And this time we're going to make our way up onto the roof and continue on down towards the front of the train. Now just remember, every time you're up on this roof, that those signals do come past regularly, alternating left and right. But once we've got as far as we can on the roof, we're going to drop back down and in through the window and into the bar. We're going to vault over the bar and along to the far end, where we can then make our way out of the window and into the end of the carriage through the other window and into the next carriage, and then immediately back out of the window again and along the train. There's a lot of window hopping on this map. So once we made our way back through this next window, we're in a compartment with a sleeping guard and a elite guard uniform, which we are going to take and put on. We're also going to drop our shotgun in this room, make our way out of the room and through the window opposite us and back out to the outside of the train, and once again back up to the roof, continuously moving forwards as we go, and then drop down and over the next carriage so we don't have to deal with the two guards in there. And I just took one right to the face, and you can only take one of those hits. They do very nearly kill you with one shot, but they do leave you alive. So we're just again edging our way along the roof and the outer edge of the train, making our way down to the container, which is our last shortcut. Again, we have to go past it first, so we're going to make our way over the container, and on the far side we find a guard, and we're going to throw him off the train with a kick or a push, and that will get us the Snow Angel challenge. So with that taken care of, we now need to get into the compartment here in front of us, but this door is locked. So we have to go over the roof and back in through the door on the far side. And as you can see, we are now approaching the heavy mob, the heavily armoured guards. But we're going to drop down if no one is looking, make our way into the carriage. We're going to hug this crate right here and grab a fragmentation grenade, which will get us the Forbidden Pineapple challenge. And when the conversation between the two guards has finished, one of the guards will lean on this crate, and we can then subdue him from around the corner while his friend isn't looking, and then quickly subdue his friend as well. So in this room we require two items, one of which is a valve, which you can see right here on this crate, and the other is a fuse, which is just on the bench to our left here. There we go. So with that in hand, we can now backtrack once again to the shipping container, and we can add our valve to this wall here, which will unlock the door this side. we can make our way inside, and there is a second weapon stash in here, more bullets and guns. We're going to open the door to the other side. That will get us our final shortcut, the container shortcut, or container door shortcut should I say. So now we can continue on once again back through the train, back towards the heavy mob, and we're just going to wait now for the guard on the right facing us to move away, and as he does, I'm checking for a melee weapon but I don't have one. We're going to approach the fuse box in the middle of the room, apply our fuse, stand up immediately and run to the end of the carriage, and we want to render this last guard unconscious, and we want to get his body in the crate right next to us as fast as we can. And you can either jump in that crate as well if you feel brave enough, or make your way into the carriage beyond and into the crate there. And basically the guards have all been stunned, and when they finish being stunned they'll go on to alert briefly. But once everybody goes back to their normal routines, we can exit our crate, return to our elite heavy mob guard and put on his outfit, and that will get us the heavy duty discovery of feat and the chameleon challenge. So once we've got that guard's outfit on, we can make our way back into the room with the commander. We're going to render him unconscious and take his outfit, because he will get us through this next flatbed section, where we can just literally run right past the second heavy mob here. We're going to vault over the tank and down the other side, and from here we're pretty much free and clear. But once we make it into the office area of the train, we're going to don a nice clean suit and run straight through the next 2 or 3 compartments. There are no enforcers, we're just going to run straight through to the head of the train. We're going to uncouple the remaining cars behind us, and that leaves just us and Edwards and the train driver, who we never see. So we're going to now make our way in to see Edwards, and we're going to experience a short cutscene, and then we're going to put a bullet in his head, and that will get us the straight shot challenge.
I don't suppose there's any point calling for help.
No.
Seems I brought this on myself. Well played, Miss Burnwood. Do you really think she'll be able to resist all that power? This is not how people work.
She rejects the power, not the responsibility.
A noble idea. But please join me in the real world. I trust you already know what this is. Why not simply take it? Embrace who you were always meant to be.
No, never again.
Well, I had to try. Go on then. Do your thing. At least I die knowing who I am.
So at this point we're just going to walk right up behind the constant here and shoot him square in the head. There we go. And that will get us the straight shot challenge, and combine that with all of the other challenges we've achieved in this video. That should complete the Carpathian mountings, missions, discoveries, feats and assassination challenges. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.